Hi, my name is Alice. Welcome. Today I am going to talk you through my toxic zombie makeup just so you know what is going on. So just sit back and enjoy. First thing I did was to cover my eyebrow, and to do this I used the non-toxic lipstick method. As you can see, I'm just applying a thin layer of glue, brushing my hairs upwards so they are nice and straight, and then with a metal tool and some water I just further flatten them so they are all sticking to my skin. And after that, with a little bit of water in my finger, I rub that to thin the edges, and then taking a blow dryer I let everything dry. And after fixing my camera settings, as you can see, I finished covering my eyebrow with some concealers, and I began to apply my foundation. I chose a lighter shade than my actual skin tone, just so it made me look a little bit more sick. Next, I started applying some eyeshadows to get that sunken in zombie look. So as you can see, I am going to focus all of the colors around my eye. So my under eye, my lash line, my eye crease, as well as around the nose and my cheeks, as you will see. I will also apply all the colors on my body to make my collarbones and neck pop. Color wise, I used a bunch of reds and browns and purples. I just worked my way darker, so I started with the lightest color and then went with a darker shade until I got to the point that I liked. And even though it's a messy makeup look, I made sure everything was blended and looking relatively natural. Now let me explain what happened. I just decided to do some more makeup off camera and got carried away. But basically what I did was to continue the shadow work and deepening my cheekbones and collarbones and neck. I also applied concealer over top of my lips to make them look dry. I also applied a prosthetic and a little bit of white mascara. The little prosthetics are made out of SFX gelatin. You can make it at home, that's what I did, and I pre-dyed them orange, so it will be easier to do the makeup on top. To apply them, I just use a little bit of lash glue and stick them to my face. And just like that, I have everything stuck to my body. As you can see, I did little ones on my face and then some bigger ones on my chest. For the makeup around the prosthetics, I just took some red creme color and stapled it around every single wound and also throughout my chest and face. And once I was finished, I took a little bit of fake blood in a sponge and also stapled it near the edges of the prosthetics. With a paintbrush, I took a little bit of that blood and applied it to this wound here just to make it look like it was oozing out blood. And this is how it all looks up to this point. This is how my hands turned out. So yeah. Now, in order to apply the gelatin, I first needed to cover my eyebrow and eyeball. So I took this piece of tissue and with a little bit of lash glue, I just stuck it there. I went ahead and with the same foundation I used earlier, covered the tissue just to make sure it wasn't white, just in case it showed up through the gelatin later. Now I'm pouring the gelatin, and I have to give a disclaimer here. If you're going to use SFX gelatin, please make sure it is cooled down before you apply it onto your skin. Otherwise, you can very easily burn yourself, and we don't want that. So I applied several layers, as you will see, with this chopstick, and this is why I needed to cover my eye, because otherwise it will all get in my eyeball and also rip my eyebrow hair, so you want it to be covered. Now, as you can see here, I am just building it up till I get to a point that I like, and I just make sure my head was forward so none of the gelatin will be able to seep through the tissue. And this is what the gelatin looks like. As you can see, I poured a lot on the eye area, and I also poured a little bit down my neck. Taking some dark paint, I wanted to give it a little bit more of dimension because now it's looking flat. So I just took dark browns and reds to deepen those creases, and then with a neon orange watercolor, I just dry brushed the surface to bring a lot of the detail back. And now I'm just taking a little bit of lube to make everything look shinier, because after the watercolor layer it looked all very matte. And this is how everything turned out: the makeup, the prosthetics, the gelatin, and now for the round reveal.